Welcome back, focused learners. Let's jump right in. Today's explainer is diving into some seriously fascinating e-commerce data. You know, if you've ever found yourself wondering how some dropshippers manage to thrive despite crazy ad costs, while others just kind of fizzle out, well, the source material we're looking at today cracks open the secret. The answer? High-margin products. We're going to look at the research and uncover the absolute best products you should start selling in 2026, the kind of products that actually let you scale profitably and sustainably.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's the playbook we'll be running through today. First, what exactly is a dropshipping product with a high profit margin? Second, those 15+ high-margin products to start selling in 2026. Third, why do these products perform so incredibly well? Fourth, how to actually turn your product selection into cold, hard profit. Fifth, how to automate profit tracking. And finally, number 6, we'll wrap up with some high-margin FAQs.
All right, section 1. What is a dropshipping product with a high profit margin? Because look, before we even think about picking products, we absolutely have to set a clear benchmark.
It turns out there's a really vital distinction between gross and net here. According to the data, a truly high-margin product generates a 60 to 70% gross profit margin. But, and this is key, that translates to a 10 to 20% net profit margin after you factor in all your operating costs and, of course, advertising. So, why does this matter so much? Well, this buffer is your lifeline. It allows you to test ads and absorb those wild, fluctuating customer acquisition costs without instantly bleeding money. Let's break down the math behind this magic number, $31. Say a product costs you $9 to source and you retail it for $40. Bam! You just secured $31 in gross profit. That is a massive 77% gross margin. That $31, that's your shield. It gives you the ultimate flexibility to spend on paid ads, acquire those customers, and still keep your bottom line securely in the green. Moving right along to section 2. 15+ dropshipping products with high profit margin to start selling in 2026. To make this super easy to digest, the research groups these top performers into 3 core niches.
First up, we've got health, wellness, and home. We're talking fitness trackers, yoga mats, essential oil diffusers, resistance bands, LED light strips, air purifiers, and solar garden lights. Now, get this. Items like LED light strips and resistance bands can yield up to a massive 95% margin. I mean, it seems like everyone is trying to turn their home office into a neon spaceship these days, right? The sourcing costs on these are incredibly low, but the perceived value for a consumer wanting to upgrade their space or fitness routine is just sky high. Next on the list is fashion, tech wearables, and beauty. This includes smartwatches, sunglasses, fashion jewelry, handbags, electric hair removal devices, makeup brushes, and false eyelashes. The research actually shows that items like smartwatches and false eyelashes remain heavily profitable, boasting margins up to 90%. Why? Because they brilliantly blend personal style with everyday function, which drives continuous year-round demand. You're not relying on a specific season to make bank. Our third heavy-hitting category is pet products. This one features pet beds, pet clothing, automatic pet feeders, pet toys, and pet grooming tools. Look, pet owners are famously passionate. They prioritize their furry friends' comfort above almost everything else. That makes items like automatic feeders and orthopedic beds highly attractive, emotionally driven purchases. And those emotions, they translate to incredible gross margins. We're talking up to 90% on items like toys and clothing, simply because buyers are literally purchasing comfort and happiness for their best friend. Section 3. Why do these products perform so well? Knowing what to sell is great, but let's dive into the underlying psychology that actually drives these huge numbers. The data points to 3 fascinating psychological triggers. First, these products solve specific, emotionally driven problems. Customers aren't just buying a pet bed, they're buying better sleep for their dog. Second, they are notoriously hard to price compare. Because they're often unbranded or visually unique, shoppers can't just easily Google a cheaper alternative. So the crucial point is, this completely removes price sensitivity, allowing you to price based on perceived value rather than base production cost. And third, they inherently have low production and fulfillment costs, which keeps your shipping and goods expenses perfectly in check. All right, section 4, how to turn your dropshipping product selection into profit. Because let's be real, knowing what to sell means absolutely nothing if you don't know how to strategically execute. The source material gives us a super clear execution roadmap here. Step 1, test your pricing confidently based on that perceived value we just talked about. Do not automatically assume cheaper sells better. Step 2,
focus intensely on presentation. Clean visuals and benefit-driven copy are exactly what convince a buyer to pay a premium. Step 3, track your profit at the product level, not just your overall revenue. And step 4, avoid scaling too fast. You absolutely must know your break-even point before ramping up ad spend. Just remember, a well-positioned, higher-priced product is going to consistently outperform a cheap one, even with way less traffic. Now for Section 5, how to automate profit tracking for your dropshipping products. We really need to talk about the operational side of things now, because hidden costs like ads and shipping can quietly kill a store if you leave them unchecked. This is exactly where moving away from messy, manual spreadsheets becomes essential. The source material highlights a tool called TrueProfit as the ultimate solution for this. It's an analytics tool built for Shopify that automatically tracks literally all of your costs, finally revealing your true bottom line in real time. When you use an automation tool, you get real-time net profit visibility, automatic cost tracking across all those sneaky hidden expenses like shipping and transaction fees, and product-level insights. And this brilliantly illustrates how automating your data lets you immediately spot the winners so you can double down and brutally cut the unprofitable products before they drain your daily ad budget.
Which brings us to our final section, number 6, drop shipping products with high profit margin FAQs. Let's address the absolute most pressing questions aspiring dropshippers have going into 2026.
First up, the critical benchmark question. What is a good profit margin for dropshipping? Take a second and think about what number comes to your mind right now based on everything we've just discussed. Got it? Well, the definitive reality check from the data might actually surprise you. A good net profit margin is actually between 15 and 25%. I know earlier we were talking about 90% gross margins, but once you pay for the product, shipping, platform fees, and of course your ads, taking home 15 to 25 cents on every dollar is a highly successful, healthy benchmark. Anything below 15% makes it incredibly difficult to survive long term. And finally, the ultimate question that literally every skeptical entrepreneur is wondering right now, is dropshipping even still profitable in 2026?
The answer is a resounding yes. But listen, it is not a get-rich-quick scheme. Success completely depends on choosing the right niche from the list we showed you, relying on value-based pricing instead of a race to the bottom, and executing smart marketing with automated profit tracking. So, the question I want to leave you with today is this. Are you ready to stop competing on razor-thin margins and start applying these data-driven strategies to scale your empire? Thanks for joining me on this explainer. Focused learners, go run those numbers, and I'll see you next time.